My mom always used to say she loved being bored, and I did not get that as a kid. But as an adult, especially over the last couple of years, I really get it. Anytime I was like, I'm bored, she would be like, oh, really? That's great. I love being bored. It means I can do anything. Because being bored means you have nothing you have to do. There's nothing that you have to be doing at that moment, nothing you have to be working towards. There's no stress or things nagging at your mind that, like, I have to get this done. Boredom is the ultimate state of freedom. It is pure possibilities. Anything that you want to do, any choices you want to make, whatever you want to put your time and attention into, you have that choice. And I got to be bored for the first time in years over this past week. If you can't tell, I'm pretty happy. It was a good time. For the past 3 years, I have been doing a very comprehensive master's degree in disaster and emergency management. So, like floods, fires, terrorism, whatever crisis you can think of, whatever big crisis, that's what I was doing a master's in. So I've had homework, questions, deadlines, research topics, all swirling around in the back of my mind for 3 years. The longest break I think I had in the program was about a month, maybe a little bit longer than a month. But other than that, it was a standard 2 weeks off every 3-ish months. And those 2 weeks would go by quick. And there was still stuff to do in those 2 weeks that related to school and projects and the stuff that we knew we would have to do at the end. So there was a lot of work that we could do outside of class, which, of course, I was doing. And I realized about halfway through the program that I missed being bored. Because I was still working, I was volunteering and networking in relation to my field. I was tackling other projects, creative projects. I was slowly accomplishing goals. So my time and attention was always being pulled somewhere. There was literally always something I needed to be doing, or something that I could be doing to make things easier in the future. And now, after about a week of catching up on life things I was procrastinating about, I get to just be bored. It happened a few times. It was great. I absolutely loved it. Would highly recommend it. If you have things that you got to do, check those things off. Complete everything on your list. If you watch my other video about to-do lists, do them. And then you get to just be bored. You get all of the choice in the world, and it's fantastic. It took me days, maybe a week, to process that I didn't have anything school related to do anymore. So I didn't have to be panicking about, oh my God, what's the next deadline coming up? What should I be doing right now to make the next course easier? It feels amazing. I can let my brain rest for the first time in 3 goddamn years. and I know for a while I'm going to go overboard in that. I don't want to think. I don't want to worry about how well I'm doing at something. I don't want to make decisions. I want to be dumb. Officially entering probably a very short bimbo era, and I know everyone who knows me is going to find that idea hilarious. But yeah, I'm choosing to become a bimbo. Don't ask me to think about anything. I don't know how long it's going to last. Doing a master's made me realize that in a lot of ways, it's smarter to just be dumb. It is far simpler. It is way easier. Because there's just always more to learn. Every thread you pull at leads into an entire different topic with all of this information, all of this knowledge. It's like, holy fuck. Okay, it's going to take me years to go through this one subject. And even then, there's going to be more stuff to learn. And the more you do learn, the more you realize you don't know. And then the more you realize other people don't know. Not worth it. Ignorance is bliss. I'm just going to sit over here in the corner and not think for a while. My brain is tired. I'm just going to choose to be an uneducated, lazy moron and have fun for the rest of my life. And if I was dumber, I'd believe myself, because I know I always want another challenge, a whole new area to learn about. So I've got a problem. and choosing to be dumb is a really good antidote, even if I know myself well enough to know that it's temporary. That I can dream. Because I like focusing on one thing very in-depth for short amounts of time, or at least shorter amounts of time than like years. and Like being so immersed in that subject matter and moving from topic to topic and actually not having enough time to go as in depth as I wanted to on a lot of the different things that we were writing about. Like I wanted so much more, which I mean, I guess is a good sign. Like I wanted to go so much deeper into different subjects and learn certain things better than I did, better than we had time for. But I mean, at least it gave me a list of things that now I can spend the next several years going more in depth on. I'm much more of a sprinter when it comes to work or any type of endeavor. I like to really focus on something for a short amount of time, maximize efficiency, do something really well in the best way possible, and then move on to the next thing. And I did get a bit of that moving from course to course. The problem was I didn't have enough freedom or time to do what I really wanted to do within each of those courses. So after years of always having something to prep for, something to do, something I'm waiting on to respond to, life kind of feels like it's on easy mode now. Because it was a good program, but it wasn't difficult. It wasn't super hard. It was just tedious. It was just moving from thing to thing over and over again. Like I said, not having as much free time as I would have liked to delve more into the topics I was coming across. And there were some things I was good at and some that I wasn't. And I could see some of my strengths and weaknesses more clearly after doing it. And luckily I was never completely lost. But yeah, it was the tediousness, the constant readings, moving from assignment to assignment without feeling like I really had enough time to do everything I wanted to do. That really got to me after a while. And I think that's why I just felt exhausted by the end. It was technically and intellectually easy, but it was stretched out over such a long period of time that it became really difficult, especially by the end. I liken it to the glass of water analogy, where you can hold out a glass of water and it's easy until you have to do it for 4 hours. Like the length of time that you need to do something is a huge factor in how difficult it becomes. That was me by the end. I was like, I do not want to do this anymore. I love this. It's not that difficult. Like, I'm not facing hardship. I just want it to be done. So that's what this felt like. It was fun, but I am so glad it's over. And I am so looking forward to being bored more often. I'm planning at least once a week. Although that might be a bit too ambitious. I think I've got a lot of things to do. Maybe once a month. I'll be bored once a month and I will be happy. I think the next thing I'm going to be in the mood for is a much harder, shorter challenge. Maybe I'll try calculus again. But no, I've got to keep reminding myself to actually be bored, to remember this life lesson that my mom tried to tell me when I was a kid. It is important. So if you find yourself being bored, just consider how lucky you are. It is a state of idyllic potential. You can do anything you want. No one is asking something of you. There's no expectations. There's no consequences or rewards. Just nothing. Boredom is freedom. You can do anything. And I gotta work on reminding myself of that lesson, because I figured out a while ago that when I take breaks, I have breakdowns because I always need to be doing something. I always need to be progressing towards something. I'm not someone who handles just idle time that well. I can relax when I have nothing on my to-do list, but that doesn't happen very often. So maybe that's my next super difficult challenge to tackle. We'll see if I succeed. Just being bored more often is what I want to do. It's now one of my goals. So now I can achieve that. Anyway, big goals are good. Sticking with things over years is good. Boredom is really good. So hopefully this helps. And yeah, if you have any questions about doing a master's, I don't want to answer them. So Maybe give me a few weeks. Maybe then I'll make some videos about what it was like to do a master's program. I just realized I don't want to talk about it anymore right now. Bye.